So one of the things that I've been working on since our last videos is getting my milliamp meter ready to go. Now this is technically an amp meter, but you'll see here it's only 1 amp. So I'm going to be hanging out in this area mainly while I'm bombarding. So I wanted to get this going. I 3D printed a box to put it in. That one didn't fit, just a little too small. You see right here, just didn't make it on the meter. So I got one here, still not perfect, but it fits. Lines up on the top here. Got some overhang on the sides and a little bit of overhang on the bottom, but we'll be ready to go. I got to remove the toolbox, but I've also got a sheet of drywall here. Thanks to some recommendations from Cooper Smith and a couple others had mentioned they use drywall. I had a bunch of different sections of wood on this that was the table when I got it from my uncle. So one sheet of drywall pretty much takes care of the whole pattern table here. So can't wait to work on that. It'll be really cool to not mess up my glass while I'm trying to cut it, and gives me a flat surface that I didn't have before. So I'm trying a couple of things this time. I'm changing my recording up a little so I can get a better camera angle. I'm working on a project here that's a little different than I have. I mean, it's still practice, but it's something I wanted to do. So might be a little hard. It's pretty easy to see what that is. 121. My brother doesn't know I'm making this yet, or that I'm trying to make this. What this is my nephew's race number. He was a motocross, cross-country racer. Passed away a couple of years back. And, this is one of the things I wanted to make when I figured out how to do it, is make his number so that my brother and my sister-in-law can hang it up in their garage, with the rest of the motorcycles. We come from a family that's raced for years. My uncle that started doing neon, he rode all dirt bikes. So I wanted to play around with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 121 in the middle with a double border. My nephew's favorite colors were red, white, and blue. He was super patriotic. For a young kid, he's born in 07, passed away in 22. Loved the red, white, and the blue. So we're going to do 121 in regular blue. I thought about doing horizon blue, but I think I'm going to do just blue. I have some blue here that my uncle had. It's Voltart Blue USA. And then we're going to do a clear on the outside and then another border just on the inside of the outside border that's a white. I've got some 12 mil 6500. So we're going to do red, white, and then the numbers in blue. We'll see how that works out. I'm also not going to have this do the self-tracking thing because I get a better camera shot. The gimbal would only shoot in 1080. And I need it 4K for when I'm doing my TikTok reels and stuff like that. So you're going to have to, there's going to be times where I mess this camera angle up quite a bit. Let's lower this a little more so you can kind of get a little bit idea what's going on. So the problem is I'm going to have to come from the pattern table here over here, and there's no way that this thing's going to track me. So I'm going to have to remember to come over here at the ribbon burner, which I'll turn when it's time for me to do it. But first things first, I'm going to do a double back bend here. I've already got my glass marked. You can see the glass marked right here. I don't know if you can see that. You can. And we're going to do a double back. I hate using the colored glass that I've got because I'm still kind of practicing. But, you know, what do you do? So we're going to come over here to the ribbon burner because I seem to do better at double backs in the ribbon burner than I do anywhere else. So that's a nice and lean fire. Because here we are, not changing colors. That's an ugly double back. Yeah, that's thin. I can't do that one. So right off the bat, I messed it up, and you can see it if you look real close. See how thin that got? I didn't get the glass hot enough. I started just bending out, and I screwed that up. But I know I screwed it up, and I have a pretty good idea how I screwed it up. So, you know, it's better to screw it up and know what you did than screw it up and have no idea what you did, right? I knew I was bad at it. I'm not ever going to pretend that I know what I'm doing. We're going to try this again just because at this point I got a lot of air coming out of this guy. Huh. See how it started turning black? Flame was too rich. It should. Yep, there it went. Got all pretty again. Motherfucker. I didn't think I was that bad at this already. Still. Right there. Right there. I got that bin too hot while messing with that one. Lots changed, right? This is going to be a super short episode because I started at the beginning of the episode trying to make the 121 and the pattern and get you guys to follow me on the camera, and it's just not doable. I've either got to get a better gimbal or get somebody out here to record this for me. But the sign is done and made, right? And I hope I don't break it now trying to show it off. But here it is. The camera there doesn't look super great. So look at the background, look at the reflection on the black, and you'll see the colors. The problem is here. Let's see if I can clean that up. See, so I can darken it up a little bit. And now you see, this is orange background. It's actually a green tube filled with neon. And then the 121 there is horizon blue. Let's get this back to normal. There we go. So that's the sign. Super cool. It's the first one that I've put on a background. I didn't record it. I tried to record it, and you've seen some of this video because now we're at the end of the video here. I'm not good at this, right? We all know it. We see it. So what I've noticed is while I'm trying to do a video and trying to explain kind of what I'm doing, which maybe I need to stop that and just do it and see if, put it all together in short clips. Still learning that part too. I'm distracted from the glass a little bit. And when I get distracted from the glass, I make bigger mistakes. So on this one, I actually just decided to turn the camera off and put it together. I didn't have very much horizon blue, so I needed to make sure that I didn't mess it up. Anyway, it's put together. The surprise giveaway, if you want to call it, whatever, to my brother and sister-in-law were yesterday. 121 was big. That was his number for racing. My nephew's number. He's no longer with us, but I want to make sure that we don't forget him either. So this is going to hang up in my brother's garage most likely, and I suspect every night this summer that he's out there working on his motorcycles, I'll see the glow coming from his garage because they just live right across the street. So this was super cool. Today is actually my uncle's birthday, the one that was doing neon. So that's fun. He would have been 83 this year. He was still bending glass when he passed away. Some of the projects I've got here in the garage, in the shop, are projects that he was working on when he passed. So that's kind of cool, getting to mess around with some of the stuff he was messing around with. He used to run movie theaters. I went in right behind him and started running movie theaters. So it just kind of makes sense that now I'm following along doing the whole neon. Anyway, that's about it. I had a little bit of a problem with bombarding. The 121 came up to just under 9 feet of glass at 10 mil. So 10 millimeter glass, 9 feet. I was having a problem of getting flashback into the metal manifold. The Townsend manifold back here is a brass copper manifold, and it's grounded. So the electricity was taking the shortest path, easiest path, and that was straight to the ground through the manifold. So I was heating up the wrong side of the glass, for instance. So you've got your sign that you're trying to heat up. You've got your electrode here, and then you've got a section of glass that attaches to the manifold. The manifold was arcing from this electrode back into the ground of the manifold. Kind of figured out how to fix that with some help on Facebook there on some of the groups. Instead of letting air in, atmosphere in, and you bombard with the air, let actual gas in, argon, neon, whatever you're using, bring gas in there and bombard with that to make the path between the electrodes easier to ignite than the air outside of the sign, which it made sense. So I tried it. Sure as hell it worked. So 9 feet of glass, just under 9 feet of glass for the 10 millimeter stuff. With 10 mil electrodes, I've seen that some people put 12 mil electrodes on 10 mil signs. Some of the Bud Light signs and Miller Lights and stuff like that from the factory. It's still people doing it. They did the same thing. Put 12 mil trodes on 10 mil glass or 9 mil glass. But I've got it working with 10 mil electrodes. The surround comes up to, I'm trying to remember, I think it comes up to 6 feet. I've got a little map counter here. You zero it out, which it's not right now. I wish there was an easier way to zero this thing out, but you get it to 0 and you can go around. Let's see. Some of the old timers are probably laughing like, what do you need to measure it like that for? I can just look at it and tell you how much it's going to be. I'm not an old timer yet. So just go around here and that dial, that was bad, but I'm just getting this rough, right? That dial goes around, so that's 3 feet of glass right there. And we're going to keep on going till right here. And then if you count the double backs and things like that are in there, that guy is 6 feet of glass. So yeah, that's it. So that outside border is 12 millimeter. The numbering is 10 mil. You figure it all up. The transformer I've got it on is one that I bought from SVP, but it's for mercury type tube at 10 millimeter. It's good for 23 feet of glass. Okay, so I said that's about 9 feet. Supposed to take another foot off for the electrodes, the pair of electrodes. So we're going to call that 10 feet of glass. And the smaller tube, you get less length. It takes more to charge those smaller diameter tubes. So we'll say that's 10 feet. So, and then I add another 6 feet of border plus some electrodes. Now they're not 10 millimeter, they're 12, which are easier to light than the 10, but I still marked it as 10 just to make sure that I stayed within the transformer, ability. So 10 feet of the blue, and then 6 feet of glass plus 1 foot for electrodes is 7 more feet. So in all, we're looking at like 17 feet of glass. And according to this, I can do up to 23 feet at 10 millimeter. 31 feet at 12 millimeter. So yes, I've got some 12 mil in there. So if you want to just kind of split the difference a little bit, you could just say I could do 26 feet of glass, but I'm not there, right? I'm 17 feet of glass total when you count the electrodes. So I'm still under that 23 feet total. Plus, I didn't think about this. Part of that changes, right? So you get 23 feet of glass at 10 millimeter with argon and mercury. But if you're running neon, you only get 19 feet of glass. Now I'm still within that, because I'm at 17, right? So I'm still within the limits of the transformer. But that's it. This was a short video total. I'll show you a couple of clips, or you already saw some clips, depends on where I edited this. And we'll throw this together and get it on YouTube, get some TikTok, all that other fun stuff going. Like and subscribe. Get on that YouTube, like and subscribe. Click that little bell down there. I don't remember where that bell's at. Is it down here? It's down here. Maybe it's down here. No, but I think it's down here. So click like, click subscribe. Share this thing. Share it. If it's interesting to you, maybe somebody else will find it interesting. Let's try to build this channel up. I'd really like to see us get to 1,000 subscribers. I think it'd be kind of cool. I'm not going to get to what, other people are, but why not? All right. Y'all have a good one. We're out till the next one.